Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving our praises, our honor, and our glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash. Yahweh is the true and powerful mighty name of who the word ignorantly calls God, Jehovah, Yahweh, or higher. Bahashim means in the name. Yahweh Shai is the true and powerful mighty name of who the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Yeshua, Yeshua, or Yeshaya. And the Rakakadash is the Holy Spirit according to the ancient Paleo Hebrew tongue. I'd like to give the honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salakia. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who I've learned the truth of the Bible from. Peace, blessing, safety, and salutation unto the hopeful elect, to you believers and listeners out there that came back into the faith and obedience of Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai. And much love and respect unto you, brothers, pushing this gospel in sincerity and truth, risking your lives and freedom now more so than ever. May Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai continue to bless you and your households. Coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing is edifying. And today just going into how we are not to trust our enemies. Okay. What prompted me to read, to do this lesson was I was reading, this morning, before work, and I was reading Psalms, the 5th chapter in the Good News translation, and verses 8 and 9, how it was written, kind of, moved me to start start putting precepts together in my mind. But I'm going to read it in the KJV first, then I'm going to get it in the GNT. So this is Psalm chapter 5 and verse 8. Lead me, O Yahweh, in thy righteousness. Because of my enemies, make thy way straight before my face. For there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. Okay? And that's pretty much, talking about how our enemies are. Okay? Their inward part, they're full of wickedness. That you can't trust them. Okay? Their mouth, only death proceeds out their mouth. Okay? Nothing good come out their mouth. Okay? And even if they try to flatter you or whatever, they got ulterior motives behind it. Our enemies, you gotta watch them. Even though they try to come, in a nice humble spirit or whatever, you still gotta watch them, man. Because, hey, man, Scriptures commands us not to trust our enemies, and I'm getting to that. Okay. So now, let me get it in the GNT. Okay. So this is Psalms chapter 5, verse 8, in the Good News translation. It reads, Lord, I have so many enemies. Lead me to do your will. Make your way plain for me to follow. What my enemies say can never be trusted. They only want to destroy. Their words are flattering and smooth, but full of deadly deceit. Okay? And, that summarized, Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, to a T. Okay? They can't be trusted. Even though they come with the flattering and smooth words, it's full of deadly deceit. Okay? Full of deadly lies. And that's all our enemies do to us. They lie to us to keep us down in a lower state, to keep us as far away from our power, okay, to keep us in a low condition, in a destroyed state, in a dead state. Okay? So, keep that in mind. So now we're going to go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. And it reads, Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. Okay, going back into them, speaking the flattering and smooth things. Yeah, they come to you humbly. Okay, but take heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at last remember my words to be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such come nigh as wild beasts? Who's going to feel sorry for a person, the snake charmer is sitting there, playing the flute, making the snake dance, okay? Or somebody that's out there, provoking a wild animal. Who's going to feel sorry for them if, they get attacked? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him and his sins, who will pity? So all these people, okay, of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Seminole Indians, West Indians, and Haitians. They also have the Israelite foreigners who are likened unto the speckled bird, who look like the heathen nations, but their bloodline and lineage goes back unto Jacob by way of their fathers. Okay? How are you going to feel sorry for them for getting, destroyed alongside with the heathen for trusting the heathen? We're supposed to be trusting, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, not these damn devils. Okay? Not our enemies. Verse 15, for a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Okay? And, that sounds like what we read in, Psalms, the 5th chapter. He come with flattery and smooth words. It's full of deadly deceit. Okay? He's speaking sweetly with his lips, but, he's really, coming with ways of how to throw you, into a pit. Okay, like, the whole Section 8 thing and food stamps and all that. Yeah, it sounds good. You get a place to stay and, you get, benefits of, help getting food, but you got to destroy your family. All right? Verse 17, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And that's what he do. He pretends to help us, but it's really just him throwing us in the pit. Alright? That's all he's doing. Making it harder on us. So now, going back to Psalms, this time the 55th chapter, in verse 21, and it reads, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And that's, that's how our enemies are, man. All right? They'll tell us anything, to get us to, to go off and sin against Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Okay? This is that whole MO right here. This is the book of John, chapter 10 and verse 10, and it reads, and this is Yahushua speaking, the thief cometh not but to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. So yeah, all they MO is to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Okay? They don't care about us. So I know I keep saying them and they. Let's actually go into who I'm talking about. Okay, this is Psalms, the 83rd chapter, and this is verse 1. A psalm of Asaph. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Okay, so it's giving an indicator that's talking about Yahweh's enemies, which his enemies are our enemies, okay, because we're his chosen people. All right, verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against our people and consulted against our hidden ones. They have come and they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And that's what they did. They destroyed us for a lack of knowledge. Okay? They took our heritage away from us, which is these law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, and caused us to sin in the eyes of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And now, look at us. All right? These curses are kicking our ass. Verse 5, for they consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. Now it's going to go on and list our enemies. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur is also joined with them. They are hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Now, I have here the table of the nations. So you have Israel, which is the 12 tribes, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Edom is, the so-called white man, the self-proclaimed white man, and also Amalek, because Amalek is, comes from Edom. Okay, Elam is the East Indians. Ashur is the Assyrians. Aram is Syria. Ishmael is the Arabs. Moab is the Chinese. Ammon is the Japanese. Cush is the Ethiopians. Mizraim is the Egyptians. Phut is the North Africans. Canaan is the South Africans. Gomer is Turkey. Magog is Russians. Jawan is Greeks, which will be, well, the original Greeks was Japhetic, but the Greeks that had ruled over the children of Israel, those were Edomites. Okay, Ashkenaz is Germans, Tarshish is Spaniards, and Kittim is Cyprus. And all those from 2 through 18 is the enemies of the nation of Israel. Okay, all the people that don't have our best interests at heart. Okay, and they're all guilty. They're all guilty, and now they'll try to blame it on their ancestors. But if you understood the true wisdom and knowledge, okay, you'll understand that you are your ancestors here again today. Okay, so you're just as guilty as they were. Yeah, you may not remember, but you still benefited off what your ancestors did to our people all those years ago. Okay, this is 1 Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 10. What nation have not had a part in her kingdom and have gotten of her spoils? What nation haven't had their hands in the downfall of the nation of Israel? All nations have, okay? That's another reason why we shouldn't trust them. Okay, yeah, we go to them for the one of all things, because that's just a stipulation in the curses. But that don't mean we gotta trust them. Psalms 28:3. Draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts. There's nothing but mischief in these people's hearts, man. They only have themselves in best interest. They don't care about us. Okay? Here it is. The Israelites got to fight tooth and nail just to get any type of loan or grant. But these nations come move over here, and they get a loan or a grant as soon as they get into the country, man. They make a way. They make it easy for these other nations, but for us they make it hard, man. Okay. On to you that trust in this place. Okay. So Isaiah 30:1, woe to the rebellious children, said Yahweh, which is talking about the nation of Israel, that take counsel, but not of me, and they're covered with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Yeah, y'all don't trust in Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai. Y'all trust in this system. Y'all trust in y'all enemies. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked in my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and the modern day Pharaohs, Esau, Edom, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt be your confusion. Yeah. It's going to be your downfall, because you didn't put your trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay? This is Isaiah 31:1. Woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. Talking about, the military. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh. Y'all don't seek after Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. Okay, the two beings that wipe out this whole infrastructure and this existence in the snap of her fingers. Verse 2, yet he is also wise and will bring evil. It will not call back his words, but will arise again with the house of the evildoers, and again, and against the help of them that work iniquity. Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When Yahweh shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that hopeth shall fall down, and they shall fail together. Yeah. Okay. But those that put their trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, they shall be good. I'm going to wrap up and close out with this. This is Psalm chapter 118 and verse 8, and it reads, it is better to trust in Yahweh than to put confidence in man. It is better to trust in Yahweh than to put confidence in princes. Okay? So don't trust your enemy. You'll be way, way better off putting your trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, because he won't steer you wrong. Okay? So I pray and hope that this lesson was edifying, giving our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the peace, blessing, safety, and salutation to the hopeful elect, and to you believers and listeners out there. Shalom.